Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all.
Hey guys, welcome back. So, the three of us just did a very in-depth and
All over the place.
clumsy attempt on talking about the
Batman.
Batman
Doom.
that came.
To Gotham?
Yeah, we watched the animated movie that came out recently, and I also read this recently. So we're gonna post a spoiler-free video just to give you a more a short version that is more on topic, because our long version, as you say, was all over the place, and
but so is the
comic and the story and the movie. That's the thing. It was very difficult to talk about the Doom that came to Gotham because it is all over the place. It's the craziest, weirdest Batman story I have ever read or watched. I don't know what you guys think.
I think it was great. It was really good, but yeah, it's on the weirder side. I mean, it's on the weirder side of the weird side.
And for a very good reason. So, we're not going to go into spoilers, but here's why this is so cool and why you need to go check out this movie or the comic book or both. So what's so special about this story?
Well, the thing that makes it weird is that it's basically Batman set in Lovecraft universe or Lovecraft set in the DC universe.
Yeah. So it's very Lovecraftian, and they don't try to hide that at all. They use some of the same names, and also this comic book was written and illustrated by Mike Mignola, so there are a lot of good reasons to check out the Doom that came to Gotham in whatever form you check it out, because if you like Mike Mignola, Hellboy, it's worth checking out. It's a good comic book. If you're into Batman, definitely check it out. And as Paul says, if you're a Lovecraft fan, even more reason to check this out. If you're a fan of all three, then this is definitely for you.
Yeah.
Let's just very short and quick talk about the story. I'll try not to give anything away. So basically, this is a Batman story set in the 30s, was it? Or late 20s?
Yeah, mid-20s.
Yeah. And it's like one of those elseworlds stories, so everything is a bit different. Some characters are very altered, while others are more or less the same. And it's always cool to kind of see what they have done to the different characters. So Bruce Wayne... It starts very similar to the Mountain of Madness.
Yeah.
They come to Antarctic, and Bruce and the Robins find this weird... they go to find out what's happened to Oswald Cobblepot. And they find this crazy guy, Grendon.
Yeah.
And they bring him back to Gotham. This guy is he's a madman, and Bruce Wayne hears some weird voices about a Doom, and they know that there's something bad coming to Gotham. And Bruce has been away for 20 years, and for some reason he's gathered all the different Robins to work for him. So that's... I don't know if we can say anything except for just this without going to spoilers.
No.
But yeah, so they come back to Gotham, and then weird stuff start to happen. Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about the characters?
I could try. Just
Short.
It's difficult to do without spoiling everything. But yeah, as Cage mentioned here, some of the characters are very different, and some are actually more or less the same. I could just give an example. James Gordon is exactly like James Gordon. There's
not one thing I can remember that was different about him. Maybe his clothing.
No, they were
exactly the same.
Yeah, pretty much. He's exactly the same.
Yeah.
But while others are vividly different, Especially the villains are very different.
Mm.
And even the Robins, I'd say, are different to some extent.
And also, both the villains and different Robins and different characters are also a little bit different from the animated version to the comic book. They've taken some liberties with the animated movie, which is normally, it's okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
The changes they've made to Batman or Bruce Wayne, because it's really Bruce Wayne's story to begin with, and it becomes more of a Batman story after a while. I actually like those changes quite a bit. I think he was kind of a darker Batman, but he wasn't the kind of the Dark Knight Returns dark Batman.
He was still a very smart detective. It was not like dark and brutal to be just Frank Miller style brutal. He was just trying to be efficient.
Yeah, exactly. And then my favorite character was probably Oliver Queen, and he's not the Green Arrow here. He's just Oliver Queen, but you got to check him out. I'm not going to tell you anything about how he was or what he was, but he was definitely the best character and had a great story and some character development, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Another character I really enjoyed in this one was the Demon, Etrigan.
Yeah, he was basically the same.
He was the same, but it was just cool to have him there, and he fit perfectly into this setting, like with the supernatural stuff and all of that. So, yeah. Anyone else worth mentioning?
I don't know if I should mention. I didn't want to mention the specific villains just to avoid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you got two characters that now we mentioned, but a lot of interesting variations of the familiar characters.
Yeah.
And one thing also is that, like, the story kinda, in some ways, expects you halfway to know who these characters are, but at the same time, you might not need to know them just to enjoy the story, but it adds a little bit more if you know, because then you can like see, okay, that character is like this here, they're totally different in the comic books.
But yeah, I agree and disagree. I think it adds flavor, but I'd be interested to have someone who doesn't know anything about DC to watch it, because all of us are somewhat experts on the topic.
It would be interesting to hear what they thought and if it was confusing trying to follow all the characters or not. That's my only
I think it's more important to know about the Cthulhu stuff here.
Probably. That's the thing. It puts a lot of stuff in there, and if you're not familiar with any Lovecraftian lore nor Batman, it might be a strange story to try to take in. That's my only kind of the only reason I can see why it would be confusing for someone to read or watch this. Okay, enough with the characters. What about the visuals, the sound, the music, and all of that stuff?
Well, great action, great fight scenes. The voice acting is awesome.
Did you like the style of the animation?
Yeah, the style is basically the comic book coming to life. And if you like Hellboy and that kind of style, it's
very true to that.
Yeah, it's very true to the
original.
Yeah.
And some scenes, like some fights and some different scenes from the comic book are longer, and of course they are because it's the movie, but like there were some parts in this that were really, really well done in the animated one. Even better, I would say.
Yeah.
And they're different.
And they're different too. So the good thing is, like, because they're a little bit different, you will get something out of both watching the movie and reading the comic book. It's not like it's frame for frame.
No.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's all we need to say. Just quickly, would you guys recommend this?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Go check it out. The Doom That Came to Gotham. Alright then. And we're gonna post our long discussion as well. Again, it's a bit more messy and chaotic, but watch it if you have read it or watched the movie. You might find it more amusing, or you can see if you agree with us or not. Okay,
It's basically just a one big blooper.
basically it is. It was a bit difficult to talk about it without jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
But again, like if you like Hellboy, if you like Batman, if you like Lovecraft, this is definitely worth checking out. It's very strange and but strangely enough, Batman and Lovecraft, I thought it mixed perfectly well together in this setting.
Like a glove.
Yes.
Better than Batman and the rest of the guys in DC Universe. Like I do like Justice League. I watched all the cartoons.
Just the dark, gritty style of Batman and Gotham, it
fits
was
much more.
very well.
And the villains in DC, in
Batman.
Gotham, fit this universe
Yes.
better than the actual
100%
Justice
agree,
League
yeah.
universe.
Absolutely. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys, and let us know what you thought about Doom That Came to Gotham. And see you next time. We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
Adios.
Cheers.
Vaya con Dios, amigos.
Not with Cthulhu.